Hey, how's it going, comic art fans? Welcome to the 104th CAF update. Yes, we've made it to 2 solid years complete. And even though tonight's a recorded show because I'm going to be in San Diego Comic-Con with many of you, I felt that missing out on the 2-year anniversary just could not happen. Of course, we'll probably have a much more fun celebration next week when I'm actually live and you guys are able to hear Hangout Out in the chat with me. But for tonight, we're going to have the 104th CAF update be recorded. And you're not going to miss out on anything too much. But I tell you, if you're in San Diego, look me up because I will be in the 4400 aisle hanging out with Anthony Snyder, Mike Berkey, and Mark Hay from Splash Page Comic Art. So that's where you'll find me. I'm only going to be there Thursday through Sunday. So I'm not there on preview night tonight, which is Wednesday, of course, and then I won't be there on Sunday as well. So you gotta be quick to see me. I've got a pretty busy schedule while I'm there. A lot of folks to hang out with and chat business with and pleasure and just having a good time. First San Diego Con for me in 5 years. So it's been a long time coming and I'm really looking forward to it. So let's get on with the CAF update, cover all the bases as far as what's going on in that comic art fans world. I'll tell you, we've got a lot of rods in the fire all over again, and I can't talk too much about it, but just lots of projects on that Maureen and I are working on as diligently as we can. And, the big challenge, of course, we're still working on the move to Florida. So, by the end of August or late August, we should be settled there and things will be a lot better. But I can't wait to talk about some of the stuff we've got worked out for you guys, but especially we're focusing in on the next Comic Art Live show, which is, of course, the third weekend in November. I don't have it written down in front of me. I think that's the 19th and the 20th. It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. So mark your calendars. Definitely is going to be a great show with plenty of new features, I believe, this time around over the previous 5 shows. So, so Maureen's diligent on that. We're working with some outside people as well. So we've got a few things that we're trying to flesh out and make better for that particular show. So why don't we get this thing rolling? And I'm just going to start off with the mailbag, okay? Because I've had a couple pieces here. One I got before I left for Florida 3 weeks ago from Anthony. And so both of the packages I've got tonight are from Anthony. You know what? Actually, I'll start with the one that I know what it is. Okay, this one right here. It is a piece of art, and it was something that Gwen asked him for. It was something he had set up in for a dueling dealers show, and Maureen and Gwen saw the slide and before the show, and they're like, they wanted it, or Gwen wanted it, and I don't know why. I'm not going to ask her any questions about why she wanted it. I remember looking at it and I thought, I don't want to know anything more than I'm already knowing about her laughing while she's telling me she wants this. And even when I asked Anthony about it, Anthony was like, why does she want that? So, of course, I told him I didn't know and I wasn't going to ask. So, let's see here. Anthony's got this thing like, he's using up a lot of priority boxes on this one. How latest is it? Is it going to be hidden in one of these? Not there. There it is. All right. And yes, it is the piece that I was thinking of. And honestly, is it signed? I'm not sure who the artist is on this. Looks like I don't even want to guess. It's a little too. Oh, Ollie Garza and Oliver No. Okay, so here you go. That's the piece of art that Gwen. There, you know what? Yeah. Take it out of the. There we go. Somehow Robin is bondage. I mean, bondage. Anyone? Marcus? What do you say about that? So Gwen wanted this. She thought it was funny. So Gwen is an adult now. She's allowed to choose what's funny and what's not funny. And she thought this was funny. And she also liked the art. So there you go. Robin bound by chains. And that's going into Gwen's folder. All right. So thank you, Anthony Snyder, for fulfilling a small wish for my daughter with that piece of art. All right. Next up. See, I mentioned this thing like 3 weeks ago. So it's been sitting around for quite some time. This is comic book size, so I can't imagine what Anthony would send me because, I don't really collect comics any longer. But Anthony's always thinking about me. So let's see. I don't know if that's a good thing. Sorry, Anthony. Can't wait to see Anthony tomorrow. He's at San Diego. He's made some new T-shirts, and I think he's got like 2, maybe 3 new T-shirts there, and he's giving a bunch away. I think he brought some Dueling Dealers merchandise. So you know him. He's always having a good time. All right, what do we got here? It says to Bill Cox, keep calm and keep collecting. Your friend. I think that might be Anthony's signature. What do you think? It's in an Anthony Snyder. He even has his own bag. Yeah. There you go. More Army of Darkness and a few other things. Let's see here. He sent me some comics. So there's an Army of Darkness, issue 1 of something, written by Sam Raimi with John Bolton artwork. That's good. All right, there you go. You've got Anthony Snyder getting hit by probably the wrecker, I guess, right there. Right, he's been wrecked. Next up, a Captain America comic, 388. It's got looks like MODOK, but a little freaky looking MODOK, like with some eyeliner and lipstick. And finally, the issue before that, 387. Oh, because it's not MODOK or MODOK. It is Modam. There you go. At the mercy of Modam. I was right. She did have eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick on. So there you have it. Anthony, keeping me in comics. Thank you very much, Mr. Snyder. I'll thank you in person tomorrow. All right. Well, we are keeping it short tonight. I'm going to give you that. There's just not a whole lot of news going on, and as things go, that's good because I've spent a lot of time the last couple of days painting walls and packing around here. But a couple new advertisers are going to be coming up. I'll probably be able to talk a little bit more about them next week. One though did come up the last week, and that was a company called Taurus Auctions. They took a masthead ad at the top of the site. They have auctions ending, I think, pretty soon. Actually, I don't have their schedule in front of me, but Taurus Auctions, check them out. And they had some comic art, some animation art, a few other things, but very good people. And I would definitely recommend you checking out their site. So Google Taurus Auctions, Taurus. There you go, man. I'll tell you, long day here. But let me go ahead and hit you guys up with the upcoming sales schedule because I do have a new edition on there. I mentioned it last week. But right now, we have no show, of course, tonight. But next week, we'll have a regular show for Dueling Dealers. That Saturday, the 30th of July, we will have Dennis Cowan on. Then a couple of regular shows after that on the 3rd and the 10th. I can tell you that I will be doing a special show with Anthony early in August because, of course, after I did the show with Mike, Anthony wants equal time, as well he should. So I will be doing a solo show with Anthony selling artwork sometime in early August. We don't have a date set, and I don't expect to set one until after San Diego. Then on the 15th of August, we will have, which is a Monday, there will be an amateur match between Mickey Anamontadu and DJ Johnson. That should be a lot of fun. They are going to be working on their memes, I believe, the weekend after next. So it should be some fun there. And you know they're going to bring some great art. And then we'll have a regular show after that. Then I can tell you, I think I teased this last week that Neil Adams, the family of Neil Adams, is going to be doing an art sale with me. And we have firmed up a date. It will be September 12th. That's a Monday at 9 p.m. There will be, I'm not sure who all I will be on camera with, but we'll be talking about Neil and what the family is going to be doing going forward, and also selling some artwork. And you can imagine we'll probably have a lot of some of his last published artwork, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. And Neil's a great guy. I wish I only had more opportunities to hang out and talk with him, but really excited to be helping the family out with that. And as I've already mentioned before, Gerhard is going to be doing a show with me with Chuck Costas. I'm actually having dinner with Chuck tomorrow, so we might be talking a bit about this. Should happen in November or December. As everybody knows, I'm leaning towards early November for that. I will also be doing a show with Bart Sears. Mike Vosberg will also be doing a show, and that should be happening. I believe it's going to happen probably in August. I was actually given all the artwork the other day, and so I'll be talking with Chuck Costas about that as well. So we'll firm up a date, but I would presume that show will happen around the late August, early September at worst. I still haven't firmed things up with that new artist I was talking about, but maybe in the next week I can do that. I did email with Cadence Comic Art today. They are going to give me probably the first 3 artists that I'm going to be working with, and we'll set dates for those. That should happen within the next week to 10 days. So I might not know which artists that I'll be working with next week, but I believe by the week after that, I should have at least 1 or 2 of the names who will be on our schedule early in the fall. So, of course, looking forward to working with Cadence. They've always been good to me, take care of me with advertising, and I'm looking forward to chatting. I love hanging out with artists, and helping them sell art is just a bonus for me. So, as I mentioned, I will be at San Diego, as many of you will also be. In the coming days, I think it's going to be interesting. You gotta get your COVID wristband in advance of getting in the hall, so at least everybody's either COVID free, properly vaxxed, or have not had any COVID symptoms in the last few days and are COVID free. So it'll be an interesting show for sure. I'm looking forward to it. But at the same time, it's I don't know, it's long overdue. But San Diego's a big show and a long trek for me. I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be something I do every year, just because it is so costly to get out there. New York's a little bit cheaper for me. Heroes, of course, is going to be one of our bigger shows. I'm going to Baltimore this year for the first time. So now that I'm moving down to Florida, it might be more of a, more East Coast for me after this year. Although, I could certainly see going to San Diego at least every other year. Last but not least on the schedule is my get-together in Columbus on Friday, August 12th and Saturday the 13th. It is a 2-day event where we're really going to cram in a lot of comic art fun, and those that you can attend, I really hope you can, because it's going to be a good time. On Friday from 1 to 5, we will be attending the Billy Ireland Museum, and they've set up behind the scene tours for us. There's going to be a reading room where we're able to look at a lot of the original comic art pieces that we select to show from them. And they've basically told me, anything we want, we can pretty much just kind of pick and choose the things that we want. Now, if we say Milton Caniff, Terry and the Pirate stuff, it might not, we might not get a ton, right? We might only get to see 3 or 4. So because there is so many pieces of art that I have asked for, from them, as far as the things that I want to see. And I've gotten a few lists from other people. Salinas comic strips have been asked by several people. And, it's definitely going to be a fun time at the Billy Ireland. That evening, we will be having dinner at a place called Elevator Brewing, which is in downtown Columbus. It's not even a half mile from the hotel that we're going to be staying at. For those of you who are staying at the hotel, the DoubleTree Hilton, downtown Columbus. So we'll probably be walking to that. That will be a 7 to 9 affair. Then on Saturday, we're going to start the day off by having a kind of a hangout art sale from 10 until 2 p.m. I've kind of swapped meeting rooms and moved up to the bigger meeting room because it's seeming like we're probably going to have between 35 and 45 people attending. And I didn't want to have, us feeling cramped or anything. So I opted to spend a little bit more money and get the bigger room. So that's not going to change the price that we've talked about already, as far as the $25 if you're going to be attending that event, or the $25 to attend the Marvel exhibit. But the meet and greet and art sale will be from 10 to 2, maybe 3, depending on how things go. And Mike Berkey will be there. Simon from Got Superpowers will be there. Jay Giant will be there. Bob Berkheimer, who is a comic book / comic art seller, will be there. A few other guys bringing artwork for sale will be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And if you bring any of your own personal work with you to show or sell, you're more than welcome to sit down at a table and do the same thing. We're just, it's really more of a hangout for giving us the opportunity just to spend some time together in Columbus and maybe buy some art. I know that Berkey will be bringing probably a lot of the stuff that he's taken to San Diego with him, but hopefully I can convince him to dig through some bins and bring a few pieces that no one's seen before. That would be a lot of fun. Then my plan of the moment will be, because since I haven't picked the Marvel exhibit time, but I'm leaning more towards one of their last entry point times, which is 4 p.m. on Saturday. And that is because I spoke to the restaurant that I wanted to have dinner at on Saturday night. And because of the size of the group, they asked if we could go in at 8 p.m. for dinner. So I'm thinking, which is fine. But so hopefully we all can eat a late lunch, or at least grab a snack between the CAFCon, if you want to call it that, and the Marvel exhibit at 4, so that we'll have dinner at 8. And after dinner, we all split up, and that'll be the end of the show. But it should be a lot of fun, and I do hope that many of you in the area can attend, even if it's just for the day. And like I mentioned, if you're going to be at the CAFCon and the Marvel exhibit together, I'm asking for $50. I'll probably collect that at the door, but most likely I will probably also set up something where people can use PayPal and pay me in advance if they want to, so you don't have to carry the cash if you don't want. So look forward to that, and I'll keep people updated. If I do it, it'll probably be, if I set up a form of payment for you, it'll probably be sometime next week. And again, it's going to be a good time. I hope that even with the locals, even if you can just come out to the Billy Island and that's it, I hope you show up, because it's going to be a good time. There's going to be, like I say, on Friday it's a little more sketchy. I think we might probably have 25 to 30 people at the Billy Island, but maybe we'll get lucky and have a little bit more. But it'll be a good outing, and and FaceTime with fellow collectors is always a good thing. So let me move off of that. But outside of that, I don't really have a ton of news for you. Unfortunately, because I'm doing this recording on Wednesday, I do not have the EXP update that I normally would from Nick. So, of course, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., you got to tune in to Nick's show on the EXP. He is not going to be in San Diego, so it's kind of, it's your chance to kind of hang out with him and, of course, pick up some artwork. Nick always, he's a breath of fresh air every Friday evening for those who can tune into him. Everybody knows that. So check him out on the EXP. And, unfortunately, I'll have to watch him on the rerun since I'll be in San Diego. But, I love Nick, and Nick has done a lot of things for me. We're actually going to be working on another variant comic in the near future. So that'll be pretty fun. I can't talk about it just yet, but when I have more details, I will let you know about it. But it will be tied to the upcoming CAF Comic Art Live show in November, and probably the anniversary of Dueling Dealers. So good fun stuff for us all. So I'm going to move ahead and talk a little bit about the upcoming Heritage Auctions. Now, I've had to pick these a day before the Heritage Auctions are actually going live, and they always kind of have that stipulation that some things may or may not be there once the auction goes live. So you never know. But I'm going to assume that my 10 picks from Heritage's weekly auction will be there. So first up, this is a page from Giant Size Defenders #1 by Starlin and Milgram. And, I've always talked about wanting to get something from Milgram. Here you go. You have a nice piece that was actually drawn by Starlin, inked by Milgram. And, man, it's just a great looking page. It's a prologue to the story, I think. But man, I mean, what's not to love in this piece here, right? So very, very happy. Outside of the guy drinking, I didn't read it. So, but a good page, very good page. So next up, and then just there are a couple Milgram pieces in here. I kind of, he's somebody who I've been really looking to get a piece from for a long time, and so here, Mike Mignola, Al Milgram inks Rocket Raccoon issue 3. I do have a Rocket Raccoon page, so I don't need that to put this one into my collection, but this one's got a bit more action than my page, so it's super desirable, clearly. And I mean, if you were a fan of Rocket Raccoon back in the day, and Mignola's kind of pre-Hellboy style, this is a really good page for you. So I expect it to do very, very well, and it will be on my watch list, I can tell you that. All right, we got another piece here by Milgram. This one is, how do they kind of write it? It's got Milgram, Pablo Marcus, and Ricardo Villamont. It's from Doctor Strange, issue 25. And just really, I'm a Doctor Strange fan, and who isn't? But I just like the page. Like it's an end page. I'm a title page guy and an end page guy, even though I only own, I think, 2 end pages. But just nice layouts. Love the silhouette from Doctor Strange's window, as we all probably do if you're a Marvel fan. And just a nice dynamic page. Love that first panel as well. And next up, Bill Sienkiewicz, Moon Knight. Now, what issue was this from? Oh, 19. So on this one, we are all talking about getting good examples, and we've talked about Moon Knight. Now, you don't get any Moon Knight on here, but it is Moon Knight. It's Bill Sienkiewicz. It's a starter page. Think of it like that. Everybody has to start someplace. I mean, that what was that last week? Bill's New Mutants page almost went for $10,000 on Heritage's weekly auction. So and that's kind of, I can't say that's cheap, but at the end of the day, that was effectively a nice starter page if you were collecting New Mutants artwork. So and it did have some characters on it as well. So this one's out there. I'm not sure why they would have left that Post-it note on there, but again, this is pre-auction, so the scans might change, and it's possible that the art won't be there if it gets pulled before Wednesday. And next up, Neil Adams, a Conan the Barbarian commission. And like I mentioned earlier, we'll be doing that show with the Adams family, September 12th on a Monday. So I know that when we talked on the phone, there may be a few commission pieces, but I think by and large it'll be a focus on published artwork. So you won't see probably something like this there, but hopefully there are a few pieces like this. I'd like to think that we'll have a couple in the set from them. But here's a really nice Conan illustration by Mr. Neil Adams. All right, so on this one, I picked it just because I don't think I've picked a Jerry Bingham piece in a long time for anything, but it's the cover to Suicide Squad issue 8 from 1987. So I didn't really look to see if they included a copy of the printed image with it, to see how it was put together. But you can see it's basically, it looks like ink on vellum, which is probably, yep. And if you look at it like that, you've got the main characters inked on vellum. And then you've also got the character behind the desk on the board. So combining to look like that. But I like Bingham's work a lot. And like I said, I don't think I featured anything from him in a long time, or if at all. So we've got that on there. Next up, a piece of art by John Bolton from the Books of Magic. And I think Duke Fleet has been posting some John Bolton artwork of late, and so I've always been a big fan. I like his style, kind of gritty, and this page in particular, painted, got some spattering. It's a nice contrast between the blue and the red, the cool and the warm. It's just an interesting page. I did not ever read Books of Magic, so as far as the storyline, I'm not really familiar with it, but a nice page nonetheless. And then, of course, back to Doctor Strange and my infatuation with Gene Colan. So what am I going to do? I've already got my page, but this is Tom Palmer inks. And, I love this. The first panel is cool just because I like the angling on the bricks, kind of just pulling you to get your eye together straight to the pair of rats. But I love the second panel, too. You can see it was personalized there to Steve, Marvel's future artist. Now, I didn't read the description for this. I mean, I wonder if it actually says who Steve is, but again, all great panels, really, really nice storytelling by Colan and Palmer. So now I'm curious if it actually says, nope, does not say who Steve was. So, well, leave that out there. Maybe somebody in the chat will know who it is, or if you watch this after the show, feel free to leave a comment and tell me who you think Steve was. All right, 2 more pages here. First one is again, an Al Milgram inked piece, Mike Diodato Jr. It's from Spectacular Spider-Man 252. So I've always liked Diodato's artwork, although I've never owned a piece by him, and I don't know why. I mean, he's got such a pretty cool style, very recognizable, and this is a pretty awesome page. You get Kraven there, you got Spidey. I mean, what's not to like in this piece? So, and you get Milgram's inks. So, and he's definitely staying true to Diodato's pencils, and I love it. I mean, it's a solid page. I wouldn't mind owning it. I'm very, very honest. So one more piece. This is by a guy I've had the good fortune of meeting a few times. He's been repped by Mark Hay, used to ink Charlie Adlard on The Walking Dead. It's Stefano Gaudiano. I really just like this piece. You don't really get a whole lot of Batman in it. A little bit at the bottom in that panel there. I just really like the whole shot here with the old town Batmobile driving through it. And Stefano's somebody when I did own the Big Wow Comic Fest with Steve Morger and Wyatt and Cho and Mark and Stefano had been to a couple of those shows. I got to hang out with him, and we actually, I brought a sketchbook once with me, so he did a sketch in my sketchbook, and I did a sketch in his sketchbook. So just a really pleasant guy. Just super, super affable, really nice to talk to. If you ever get a chance to meet him, you definitely should, because again, just a really great guy. And I like this piece a lot. So even though there's only like those couple images of Batman in there, it's a solid page. So definitely worthy of picking up and adding to your calf gallery. So now that I've got that out of the way, thank you, Heritage, as always, of course, for sponsoring the show. I couldn't be happier to have them backing me on the program. As everybody knows, they didn't ask me to do those. I just enjoy getting the opportunity to kind of pick 10 pieces of art for them every week. And it just gives me something fun to do and ties me a little bit more to the auctions, because typically my schedule doesn't let me spend a lot of money and really be a player in Heritage's auctions, or even a lot of the other auction houses. I don't, but this at least keeps me pretty engaged, since Colin writes most of the market reports for us anymore. I don't get to really kind of focus on the auctions as they come through, even featured auctions or the event auctions. If I wasn't doing my auction previews with those guys, I wouldn't get to see a lot of the artwork that's going on there. So it's a good opportunity for me to at least kind of keep my finger on the pulse of what Heritage is doing every week. Now, I know last week was kind of weird. Thinking of this because I'm doing this on a Wednesday. I know last week there was we had multiple auctions going on at the same time. It was busy, busy time. But Wednesdays kind of, I wish Wednesday wasn't the night for the Heritage Weekly auctions, and sometimes Comic Link rolls into it. And I think even next Wednesday is Hake's auctions too. So because always is competing with Dueling Dealers, but we're definitely going to continue sticking with the Wednesday night for us. It's just odd how everybody's kind of picked Wednesday as a night to do their special auctions as well. So we're going to go ahead and get in onto the CAF update here, and this is going to cover the week of July 11th through the 17th. And for dealers and auction houses, it was actually a banner week. They combined for almost $800,000, with both of them being very high and having a lot of sales. So we'll go ahead and start with the comic art dealers, like we always do. This past week, comic art dealers sold $383,000 in original comic art from the dealers that we track. And top seller, of course, was Felix. Felix, of course, did his version of San Diego Comic-Con. We know it had a little bumps out there, but he had a banner week, 143 sales, $190,000 in sales for that week for Felix and his team. Next up, Mike Berkey from MEETUP, 21 sales, $66,000. He also had that big art drop that we did with him, and I'm sure we'll see the residuals from those sales probably occur over the next couple weeks, as that 150 that he raised during that show kind of come in. Next up, in third place, Anthony Snyder, 134 sales, $58,000. Albert, 8 sales, $17,000. Will, 3 sales, $16,000. Glenn from Panel Page, 2 sales at $13,000. And Tatiana rounds out the top group of over $10,000 in sales. She had 19 sales for just under $11,000 in sales. So congratulations to everybody, but especially Felix for such a banner week. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top 6 artworks from dealers last week. The first 2 are going to be from RomitaMan.com. Mr. Berkey. This first piece is the cover to Spider-Man 72 by John Romita Jr. and Al Williamson. Yeah, I love it with the Sentinel, and this one sold for the asking price of $20,000. Now, next up, we got an Adam Hughes Wonder Woman 168 cover from 2001. And this one sold for $16,000 by Mike as well. Now we are switching over to Will here for the next piece. This was by Andy Hubert. This sold for $16,000 as the asking price. This is the hardcover cover to Absolute Flashpoint from 2011. 3 more to go. This one was sold by Glenn, Wonder Woman #2 cover, art by Terry Dodson. Asking price on this one was $10,000. And we've got the cover to Do a Power Bomb by Daniel Warren Johnson, sold by Felix Comic Art for $10,000. Daniel Warren Johnson is just so good. All right, finally from Felix, the cover to Thor 28. This one sold for $7,000, and the art, of course, is by the incredibly talented Nick Klein. And that was awesome. Thor, and man, I mean, all right. I can't afford a Nick Klein cover, but that would have been a good one to have. All right, so switching over to auction houses. Now, as you remember, I said $383,000 for dealers. Auction houses for eBay and Heritage combined for $377,000. So really, really solid week, for them. eBay, let's see, they had 888 pieces that sold. Total price on those was $177,000. Heritage had 275 pieces sell, and just over $200,000 in sales. So solid week for both auction platforms. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top 3 from eBay first, and then the top 3 from Heritage. So let's see. First up, eBay. This is by Sean Gordon Murphy. Cover to The Curse of the White Knight hardcover. This one went for $11,312. So really nice there. A little smaller images than fully drawn complete cover, but very nice nonetheless. Now this one sold for a reported $7,300, but actually was sold for $5,000. It's a painting from Vampirella 31 by Couffet. And this next one, while it shows $6,495 as its sale price, it actually sold for $4,200. Art by Andrew Wildman. The cover to G.I. Joe 124. Now over to Heritage. First up, the Steve Ditko The Fly #8 page sold for $10,200. Yeah, I got to get a Steve Ditko page. All right, so here was the New Mutants page I was talking about. Sold for $9,300. It was from issue 31 by Bill Sienkiewicz. And finally, from Heritage Weekly Auctions, this Joe Jusco Batman painting sold for $8,400. So what does that tell us? That tells you that some of my picks actually are the more expensive ones, since I think I picked a couple of those last week. So nothing wrong with that. Now, I have to tell you that Chris Snork is not with me tonight. So, but I did get his picks. So I'm going to go through the picks. I'm not going to talk too much about them because, again, I've got actually packs still. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you which 10 pieces Chris picked. And I probably can't tell you why as articulately as he can, but I'll do my best, and we'll go quick through this. So let me try to fix the screen a tad for us. That's pretty good. All right, so first up, this is in Jared Simmons' collection. This is the cover to Flash 276 by Dick Giordano. And, it's got Flash in motion, which, as I've talked about, I love Infantino when he draws Flash in various poses. So you get that here, but you also get the Flash knocking down Wonder Woman, Batman, and Green Lantern, saying they're all imposters. So just a great action cover. And, it looks like he's in outer space, so the kind of dynamic behind him, or the way it's composed, just kind of sucks you into that boot to the face of Green Lantern. So just a great composition. Even the shadows on the floor kind of keep you around and bring you back into the piece. You got Flash's movement, just an all around really solid cover, but of course done by Dick Giordano, who, just an incredibly talented guy in the business for so long, and definitely knows what he's doing. So very nice pick by Chris on that one. Added that one to my likes. Now, next up, Chuck Arnold. I saw this piece in Joseph Melchior's portfolio when we were at Heroes, and it has wound up in Chuck Arnold's collection. I think he picked it up while he was at Heroes. Congratulations to you, Chuck. This is, let me go like on there. This is from Books of Magic, Life During Wartime, issue number 4 cover. Just a phenomenal piece here. Everybody knows I love Quietly as well. So the detail on this one, I remember seeing it on Joseph's site, and I think Chuck even mentioned it to me. You couldn't really tell the detail of the scan. I don't know if Joseph has the largest scans or not, but seeing it in person, it was drop dead gorgeous. So congratulations to Chuck for picking that piece up. All right, next up, this is in Vinny L's calf gallery, and it's Alessandro Cappuccio. Cappuccio. Hey, maybe I got that right. We'll have to ask Ruben. But this is in Vincent Lella's Comic Art Fans Gallery. This is Mr. Knight, Moon Knight, of course. And just a really, really nice illustration here. Love the line work in it. Very fine. For something as heavy or appearing as heavy as it is, you can see there's a lot of thought going into the lines here, and there's a lot of fine lines within this piece. Really, really nice. Not familiar with their work, but yeah, this is a keeper. Congratulations to Vincent for picking this one up. I can definitely see why Chris Snork liked this piece as well. Just compositionally, it's nice, and definitely kind of focuses you in on the character. And yeah, it's a good one. And not a lot of we need more comments and likes and views on that one, everybody. So get into Vinny's calf gallery and take care of that for me. All right, now this one I've seen on Facebook. I've seen it on calf. It's in the collection of AMR1. This is, of course, by Frank Cho. Yeah, let me get the like on there. And this is a Morticia Adams piece. And I mean, again, Frank Cho is just awesome. You look at all those. We're speaking of cross hatching, all the attention and time put into putting that dark shadow to kind of just draw your eyes into the central figure there, man, with Morticia. It's just really well done, and even the detail in that wicker chair, just fantastic. I mean, Frank can do no wrong at the end of the day. I love pretty much everything he does, but he seems to just keep getting better and better. And this is a really nice one. So congratulations to AMR1 for this pickup. And I love the cartoony, more Charles Adams, drawn figure in the back, right? I mean, again, it's Frank being Frank, but man, I love his humor. And this is just a phenomenal piece. So congratulations for that pickup. All right. Now, this is not a calf gallery I think I've ever been in before. So the name is Robert Heat. And they started their calf gallery, as you can see, July 2022. So they are a new calf user, which is fantastic. This is an artist named Tomas Giarello. And again, this is probably one that Chris is stretching himself on, trying to find new artists to feature. I'm not familiar with the name, but and what is this from? This is Harbinger Wars 2 Part 1, page 3. So looking at this, the details just great. I love the fact that you're zooming in on the character, and the panel layout, which is really, really unique, helps kind of draw you into that bottom panel. It almost seems like it shouldn't work that way, but it does. I mean, it's really, really, really gorgeous and well thought out. I mean, you've got what looks like 2 pilots in front of him, and the character is strewn up behind them. Yeah, this is a fantastic page, and I'm curious because the scan looks light. In seeing it, I would think that it maybe is a lot. Those blacks are probably darker. It almost makes me want to email this guy and see if there's a better scan to be had or not, because while I like it like this, I think if those blacks were black, that this thing would even pop even more and be even more dramatic, especially for that final panel at the bottom. But wow, I'm going to definitely save that one for later so I can learn a little bit more about Tomas. So we're halfway through Chris's picks here. So let me switch over to here. Next piece. This is, is this George Hodge? Yeah, George Hodge. Congratulations on this pickup, George. This is another pair of artists that I'm not really familiar with, Danny Strips and Dan Waters as the writer. So Danny Strips as the artist. This is from Arkham City, The Order of the World #1, page 10 from last year. And let me zoom in a little bit on here. Love the style on this. You know, a little bit of Toth in both the imagery and the storytelling. And I guess, I mean, you could say a few other artist influences in there, maybe a little bit of Miller from Sin City vibe. But I just love the way the elements within this illustration are are composed, right? You know, where the dog is sitting on the pillow, you know, the pillow is just a jumble of lines that are really tightly formed. Even the, you know, the arms and the shoulders of this character sitting on the couch, to the walls in the background. I mean, they're really composed of just, you know, line work that doesn't seem to, you know, be tied to anything in reality, but you know, they're using those lines to kind of create these forms, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Even, you know, this third panel with the woman with the book, and they're telling so much with so little, with with the negative space around her, to just kind of, you know, define the character shape. So really, really well done. I absolutely love it. And even this last panel is just probably, you know, equally crazy. You know, you don't see any, you see this character in the foreground. I mean, typically, you know, you'd be expecting to have a nice tight line around the head. You don't, right? It's all very loose, just like this character in the back, even to that character. So yeah, this is a really very, very interesting piece, George. So congratulations to adding it to your calf. I mean, this is this is a piece that makes me want to study it a lot. And next up, sticking with the DC theme here, Chris. This is in Andrew G's collection by Greg Capullo and Jonathan Glapion. Or Scott Snyder was the writer on this one. And again, Batman #5 and Court of Owls page. I mean, these are really hard to come by. As pages go, everybody knows these were pretty expensive when Greg was selling them originally, and that was a while back. But this page in particular is just really, really gorgeous. I mean, all of these. Every time I look at it, you know, I've looked at this a couple times today while I was prepping for today, and I like this page even more. You know, Capullo has such a very, very, I don't know. This is Greg through and through, right? I mean, tight detail. You know, I can't really say I've seen a lot of Greg's pencil work, but I imagine it is just really, really. I mean, you know, back from those days of drawing Spawn, I mean, that work, you know, emulating McFarlane in some ways. I mean, he's definitely got his own style now, but he carries over that super, super refined, tight detail. I mean, these last two images with all the framed artwork, and then you have that are kind of drawn semi-generically. You know, you have Batman in, you know, just with lots of great detail and tight line work there that, you know, I can't see as well in the scan, but you know, it's in there. But yeah, great piece. And you know, I would definitely love to get a piece by Capullo someday, and something from Court of Owls would definitely be, you know, something. Oh, look, I'm talking about not seeing a pencil page, and what do we get? Oh, and it's upside down. For shame. You can rotate these, everybody, just so you know. There is a rotate function in your admin that allows you to do that. So so there you go, pencil piece and all. Yeah, this is nice. I wish I was looking at it right side up, but you can fix that, Andrew. There is a image edit and a rotate option within your calf. All right, 3 more pieces to go here from Chris. Next up, this is a Punisher cover. It's in Daryl's Batcave, Daryl R. Mahmoud Asrar. This is from Punisher War Journal Blitz #1 cover. And just very nice indeed. Just very, you know, we've seen a lot of, I think we've featured a fair number of pieces by Mahmoud in the past. Just, you know, a confluence of different line work and styles. You got the cross hatching in here mixed with some heavy lines, mixed with some soft lines. So, you know, just a very solid piece. And given Daryl's penchant for certain characters, I'm sure he's thrilled to have this in his calf gallery. Let's watch it, look at it from the full view here. Yeah, that is really, really nice. What did they do on the cover for the color version? So that was Rain. It's like, is that blood on him? It's Rain. But really nicely done. And I actually like the logo treatment on there too, which I can't say too often, but on that one I do. 2 more to go here. Next up, Jeff Singh. Now, this is an artist I am not familiar with at all, so I'm going to butcher the name. This is from Burn Koshian, page 123 by Mamoru Uchiyama. And, Jeff has a very, very eclectic collection, as everybody knows. I mean, this is really, looking at it, it was funny when I first saw the thumbnail, I thought of Daniel Warren Johnson because of the, those big, heavy lines on that, I guess, third panel. Just a technique that DWJ uses a lot in his stuff. And just that action, right? The character, the focus, the action lines. So when I looked at the thumbnail, I thought, oh, okay, it must be Daniel Warren Johnson. And then I take a look at the detail and see it's Jeff's, and now I know it's a piece of manga art. Just cool, just really, really cool. And I've only read a little bit of manga in my time, just because the kids have a few books around here. But I like it. I can't really say much more about it other than that the image, the final image with the pitcher throwing the ball is really incredible. I mean, you look at the speed lines, but you see his left arm is a blur. I mean, just the way this whole thing is drawn, and the anatomy being warped like that, whereas his back leg is kind of like just disappearing, angling in a funky way, is just really, really cool. And so, yes, congratulations, Jeff. And Jeff told me he may be going to the Columbus Get Together, everybody. So if you haven't met Jeff before, hopefully he will be there both Friday and Saturday. And I look forward to seeing him. I actually got to see him. He stopped by my house a few months ago, and then I got to see him at Heroes. And if I could see him at Columbus, that's like the trifecta for me. I think we've only met a few times before that. So getting to see him 3 times in about 6 months will be pretty fun. So finally, a Daniel Warren Johnson piece. Not Daniel Warren Johnson. Sorry, I'm on the wrong thing. This is Adam Gorham, and it's in the collection of Carl Choi. Carl, lovely pickup here. But I guess in a weird way, you could say, hey, I can see why you might say DWG on that one. There's some carryover in the image layouts and styling here, right? But this is Godzilla Rivals versus King Ghidorah. Ghidorah, I don't even know. From issue 1, it's a DPS, 6 and 7 pages. So, all right, so Carl did not write anything on this one, but just dynamic, as a DPS could be, with that fighter jet coming in. Love the blurred lines. And again, I mean, it's funny. When I saw it, I thought DWJ. Again, I didn't even bother to look at the artist. I just assumed it must be DWJ. So either his influence is being felt all around the comics world, but or not. But this does have that same kind of vibe. But clearly you've got Gorham's work here. And now that I know that, since I didn't look at it beforehand as far as the artist's name, but great piece, great storytelling. I love the breakup of the small panels here going through to finalize things. And what more needs to be said? Lots of good action lines in that one too. So nice pickup and by Carl and everyone there from Chris's list. So congratulations, one and all. Now I'm going to swing over to my 10 picks. And if I can find that window. Okay, here we go. And there we go with that. So my 10 picks, I don't know. I didn't venture too far out of the norm for me. So first up, this is in the collection of Wolvie Fan. Wolvie Fan has a great collection. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. So of course, I'm featuring a Wolverine 84 cover by Adam Hubert. This has inks by Mark Farmer. Just really, really nice. I mean, I love Hubert's work, and I really have always loved Farmer's inks. So when I look at this piece, I mean, the detail in this thing is great, but it's fun. Or funny, fun, whatever. That's kind of Hubert's style, right? With Wolverine's hair, that big flowing mane. I think it's just, it just screams Hubert's work on this one. And, Adam's just doing his thing here. It's just great. And I love the contrast between the way the girl is drawn versus the way Wolverine's drawn. All the stitching and mechanics going into Wolverine. But then you have this girl with clearly light colored hair. All the line work is different, much softer, simpler. And, the contrast is just really nice. And I'm guessing a published cover image here. Yep, there you go. So yeah. I really like this. So congratulations to Wolvie Fan. But again, if you haven't checked out his calf gallery, you really, really, really have to. Next up, this is in, oh gosh, Michael McIsaac's calf gallery. Sorry, Michael. I knew that going into it and forgot. But this is by Aaron Campbell. And I just like the style on this piece. You know, soft, subtle. It's almost like, after, you kind of filled out the character where it was going to be, then he kind of went to town with kind of blending and blurring the background artwork into the character as well. Leaving the highlight on the sword, of course, but I really just like the softness of this piece and just the fact that, rather than just keeping it as a simple character commission kind of drawing, he kind of, Aaron pulled in, this, background, which is almost, it's basically just smoky, but I love the fact that it kind of blends in with the character. So very nicely done, Michael, and congratulations on that pickup. So let's see, what did he write? I guess on at least a subconscious level, the magic is one of my favorite characters. This is the third piece with her that I picked up the last year. Aaron did a fabulous job with this, so I grabbed it without hesitation when I first saw it available. Whoever magic is grinning at is probably in a world of trouble. That is quite true. So, yep, congratulations on that one, Michael. Nice score there. All right, and we've kind of been picking Tim Sale a lot, but this is Tim Sale from Batman Dark Victory. This is from issue 10, page 5. And what can you say? I mean, we'll definitely be doing some kind of a tribute to Tim Sale in the future. As everybody knows, I'm taking much of August off, unfortunately, just because of the move in my schedule. But this piece is just great. I mean, all three panels just work so well. I mean, the canted perspective on that first panel as they're going through the sewers, just the close-up shot in the second panel, and then just the third panel is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you got Batman holding onto some pipes, looking down. I mean, it's just so well done, and it's Tim Sale always he leaves out certain things, and in so doing makes his artwork just so unique. And I love the shadow, the work with the shadows in that last panel. I mean, you have to work to see Batman and kind of know what's going on there, but it's really, really, really well done, and just a great pickup here. So this is in Miggs DC. Miggs DC's collection continues to impress, and again, Miggs doesn't update his calf as often as I'd like, but he's somebody whose calf gallery you should definitely check out because it's well stocked with great art. Now, next up, who of all people? It's Marcus Wise collection, and this is a piece by Mike Perkins, Swamp Thing 11. And Marcus always has a really good eye. He buys a lot of vintage artwork. I mean, I'd say his collection is primarily composed of vintage pieces, but I mean, this is a fantastic Perkins piece. I mean, I love, again, it's the layout with the panels is just truly unique. The fact that that overall back panel has essentially two things going on: a close-up on Swamp Thing and a image of Swamp Thing carrying the figure in it. But and they're done kind of in a more traditional, darker ink. But then you have this really light gray tone that just bleeds all the way through the entire background of the piece, featuring the swamp. And that's, I mean, it's just a beautiful page. And then you look at the 3 inset panels, and they're so well done. I mean, I'm looking at them now, and I mean, I'm jealous, Marcus. I mean, I've considered buying a piece of art from the Swamp Thing run. I really should, but I look at this page. I'd love to have this page. So great pickup, Marcus. Congratulations, and congratulations to Perkins on this too, because he's been hitting home runs with every issue, and this one, just a great page. Next one is a nostalgia pick for me. Kirk Dilbeck's collection. Kirk, as we know, is a big 70s collector, loves the Avengers, right? And so he's got a few title pages out there, a few covers. This is from Avengers 158 by Sal Buscema and Pablo Marcos, and written by Jim Shooter even. But just a really, for me, this is around the time probably when I started reading Avengers. But you get everything you'd want here. You get a really nice Sal Buscema title page. You got Vision and Scarlet Witch. I mean, that's what more can you ask for on something like this? Lots of machinery, and Yeah, no, I really like this a lot. And, and again, it's back to, I like seeing collectors who have a, uh, a theme or an era or a title that they collect. And, in this day and age, it's harder and harder, especially to be collecting pieces in the 70s, to have a collector continue to find really choice pieces to add to their collection. And Kirk, um, he's got a good eye and right place, right time. And he's added this great piece to his calf gallery. And he wrote, I grew up with brothers. There were 5 of us and 1 sister. We fought often, but luckily not over the same girl. I connected with Wonder Man, and this brother fight rocked my world. Thank you, Jay, for this dream page coming true. So, yeah, I love it. And I love the thought on there and sentiment, Kirk. I hope to see you in San Diego while I'm there as well. I assume you're going. I didn't get a chance to email you before the show, but I hope he's there. All right. Ron Sonnenthal, another incredibly awesome collection on calf. And it just keeps getting better. Look at this American flag, issue 4, covered by Mr. Howard Chaykin. I'll zoom in on this thing. I mean, Howard, he is so, I love Howard. I love Howard's artwork. And this is just a gorgeous piece. Man, American flag. Now, I'm looking at it. I wonder, are those stats? I didn't even bother to read the description. I'm assuming they might be. Let's see if Ron wrote anything in here. See, when American flag came out, it seemed to be so cutting edge. It's almost quaint by today's standards. That is true. That is very true. But yeah, I'm thinking those are probably stats. But clearly he probably drew it, resized it, and put them on there. But just compositionally, really, really nice page. Again, I love. There's not a lot of humor in this piece, I guess. They're obviously kind of going into a prison of some kind here, but you've got the scantily clad woman firing the machine gun, so it's great. And you can see the bullet tracing lines there. I guess looks. So I'm assuming they're actually going up from this, so they're getting lifted out from the prison, and you can just see those shot rings kind of moving up to follow the muzzle of the gun. Just really cool. So Howard, you continue to impress, even looking at these older pages. Yeah, I just want to look at this one more time. Yeah. All right. Howard's awesome. Congratulations to Ron. All right, next up, Tom Coker. I actually picked 2 pieces by Tom Coker. I probably could have picked 3 or 4 because Tom dropped a lot of really incredible artwork on calf this past week. This is from Bernie Wrightson, of course, House of Mystery 195 from 1971. Peak prime Wrightson period. Just look at this cover. Not seeing the published cover for a long time. I first looked at it and I couldn't quite get it. But then all of a sudden you see it's just this giant bat falling on top of this guy who is running, away from a building. And then you just get all the drama that Wrightson can just, imbibe into a piece of artwork. And this thing is, it's so good. Because the character, he's running so fast, neither feet touch the ground. And the bat's just dropping on top of him. So Tom, amazing pickup. Tom wrote a beautiful and classic cover that captures an extreme moment suspended in stark and timeless terror. The terrifying creature swoops. The man stumbles in the shadows of an ancient structure. So pardon me. This is just phenomenal. So Tom, you have a great eye and an incredible collection. This piece is while it appears so simple, it's absolutely gorgeous. So congratulations for adding that to your calf gallery. I got to take a drink. 3 more pieces to go. This was the second piece that I picked from Tom. And, I'm a big Brian Bolland fan. Who isn't? This is basically a poster, Judge Dredd poster from 2000 AD from 1981, 41 years old. You've got all of the, a rogues gallery, right, from Dredd, but in 2000 AD. But this is, all the detail in this thing is just so dang crazy. Look at that. I'll probably never own original from Brian, but this piece is just so damn good. I mean, everything about it. It's like the Forbidden Planet, illustrations, same thing. I mean, lots of characters, uh, just incredible, crazy detail. And wow, Tom. I mean, again, this is just Tom's collection is just like A plus after A plus after A plus. So, yeah, just an incredible pickup there. And plenty of comments left on this one. 17, at least at the time that I loaded up the page. And what was the other? What was that? There's a couple other pieces of his that I was thinking about featuring. At least one other one. Just kind of curious here. What? Yeah. So he had this Miracle Man page. So I might as well show it, right? Because this was a third page. I mean, look at that thing. I could have featured this one too. I mean, you could have picked all three, because this is just an incredible example too. From a design standpoint, it's just flawless. But damn, Alan Moore, John Tuttleben. Gosh, I mean, I probably should have featured this one, right? I mean, they're all equally good. They are prime examples for Wrightson, for Tottleman, and for Brian Bolland. I mean, all three of those are top of the line, pieces of artwork, representative works from guys in their prime. So, Tom, congratulations on that. Two more pieces to go here for me. Next up, this is a Bob Brown Wally Wood piece, and Bob Brown, isn't everybody? He's kind of the journeyman, right? I mean, a lot of people don't. I don't think people think too highly of him, but I mean, as far as his layouts and everything, top notch as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he knew what he was doing. But then you get Wally Wood inks on this one. This is in Wes Steffen's collection, and I just love the storytelling on this one. I love every panel. As far as I just think it's just gorgeous. I love the heavy inks on this one. The blacks are just so black. I love the car scene, whether it's a chase, I don't know. But I love the last panel. Tires flying off the car. I mean, dang. This is, it says, ha ha, a real car needs a real driver, mousy. Ha. Anyway, it's just well done. So congratulations to West on this pickup. I mean, sometimes, it's pages like these. I mean, it's probably not a super expensive page, right? But great storytelling, and again, just really well done by Bob and Wally. So congratulations, West. So finally, my last pick here, Patrick McDonald, and in the collection of Glenn Gould. And I had both Patrick and Glenn on for a talk earlier. Was it earlier this year or last year? I can't even remember now. But a lot of fun was had with both those guys, and I just thought this thing was really fun. It's a kind of a tarot card, right? The moon, and Glenn didn't write anything about it, unfortunately. But let's see. Let's read Marcus's comment. The moon card right before San Diego Comic-Con. Confusion and uncertainty around finances may be a problem at the moment. Also, emotions are complicated at this time, as we are all jealous of the rare McDonald Mutz artwork. Isn't that true? So, it's just a really, really fun piece. I wish I knew what the size was. I mean, clearly it looks like it was done on a heavy kind of watercolor piece of paper of some kind. But just fun. I love fun pieces like this. And, Mannix was working on that kind of tarot theme as well. So it's just neat seeing this piece. So congratulations to Glenn for picking this up. And because I don't think there's a lot of Patrick McDonald art on CAP, is there? Or am I wrong? 57 pieces in total. So, and that doesn't surprise me, right? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think he sells a whole lot of his artwork. And so for Glenn to get a piece from him, congratulations, Glenn. Nice pickup. And I do think I did not like it. So there we go. Now I've liked it. So definitely check out Glenn's collection as well. Glenn's got a good eye for things. He's been in the hobby for a very, very, very long time. He doesn't share a lot of his stuff on CAF, but also this is like a theme maybe that he's got working on that Glenn has going on here. Got a Knight of Pentacles, the Star. So it even says, I started collecting in 76. So yeah, Glenn's been around a long time. Big Kirby collector, as many of you know. But check out his CAF gallery if you have some time. So let me move on from that. So I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it right now because I really have to get back to packing and then get this video posted. So thanks for tuning in. Next week it'll be a lot more fun because, of course, we'll have Chris Snorek back. We'll be all live and engaging with the chat. But thank you for tuning in tonight. And I hope you have a great weekend. If you're in San Diego, please look me up. I will be in aisle 4400 most of the time, Thursday through Saturday. So, and I should mention the big scheduled time will be at Mike Berkey's booth. I don't know the number. We'll be at Saturday at 4 p.m. Anthony, Sharon, Mike, and I will be in the booth for like 20 minutes just to hang out, sign any trading cards anybody might bring, and take some selfies. Right? I think I'm eating my hair here. So we'll have a good time in the booth, but it will be Saturday at 4 o'clock. So please swing by, say hi, and we could fist bump and all that. But it'll be the first time that the four of us will actually all be together in the same spot at the same time. So it'll be interesting and fun. And I hope everybody who can swing by will do that and say hi. So I hope I get to see you. If I don't, I'll see everybody next week on the 105th CAF update, where we start the third year